preseason is officially behind us for the New England Patriots. And while the curtain closed with a tough loss to the New York Giants, that result hardly paints the full picture of what's ahead this year. The team is heading into 2025 with a mixture of familiar faces and new challenges, and one of the clearest headlines is that last year's top draft pick won't be suiting up for the Patriots this season. That absence alone shifts the dynamics across the roster and opens conversations about potential moves, particularly when it comes to bolstering the defensive side of the ball with some of the league's elite talent. On top of that, the kicking game is generating more intrigue than ever, as a rookie sixth-rounder faces stiff competition, and the final roster spots remain hotly contested as the team approaches the cut down to 53 players. Starting with the receiving core, the Patriots faced a significant blow as Jalen Polk, the former Washington standout, was ruled out for the season following a shoulder injury in the very first preseason game. Initially, there was hope that rehab could get him back on the field, but the team ultimately opted for surgery, sidelining him for the entirety of 2025. That decision reshapes the wide receiver room, which now has to rely on depth and returning players to fill the void. Polk had also been mentioned in trade talks, a potential piece for teams looking for immediate contributions, but with the injury, all those discussions are now off the table. Looking ahead, Polk's sights will likely shift to 2026, when he can return fully healthy and compete for a meaningful role in the offense. From a roster perspective, this development continues a challenging trend for the Patriots' 2024 draft class. Outside of Drake May, the first pick under the direction of General Manager Jared Mayo, other selections have struggled to make a lasting impact. Players like Caden Wallace are still fighting for a spot and showing flashes of promise, but production beyond May has been limited. The situation is compounded by the timing of Polk's selection. After trading down in the draft, the Patriots chose him instead of staying put, which ultimately meant passing on other talents like Vlad Maki, selected by the Chargers. Additionally, the pick they gained from moving back was used to draft Javen Baker. When looking at the overall value of these selections, and how they compare to peers taken in similar slots, it's clear that the math isn't simple, and the roster's immediate productivity is a point of concern. Turning to the defensive side, the saga of Micah Parsons continues to dominate conversations around the league. The Dallas Cowboys' star linebacker and one of the most dynamic defensive players in football has been in a standoff with his team and his representation, creating headlines that read more like a soap opera than a traditional contract negotiation. Just weeks before the start of the regular season, tensions have escalated as Parsons' agent publicly dismissed attempts to negotiate, instructing the Cowboys' front office to hold off on formal proposals. The back and forth has intensified, with Parsons even removing references to the team from his social media profiles, signaling frustration that could potentially alter his future with the franchise. For New England, a scenario like this opens the door to speculation. If a deal can't be reached, could the Patriots make a serious push to acquire a player of his caliber? The stakes are high, and the next moves could reshape not just the Cowboys, but the competitive landscape for one of the most important defensive positions in the league. Meanwhile, the kicking game for the Patriots is becoming a storyline of its own. Rookie Andy Borles, a sixth-round pick out of Miami, entered the preseason with the expectation of taking the starting job, but his performances have been inconsistent. He has converted only 3 of 5 field goals in preseason action, including misses from 49 and 50-yard against the Giants, raising questions about whether the team should stick with him or explore other options. John Parker Romo, who had a solid showing stepping in for Minnesota last year, has been neck and neck with Borles in practice and preseason games. The decision now falls on the coaching staff and front office, weighing the investment in a drafted rookie against the consistency and reliability of a proven professional. It's a delicate balance between nurturing potential and ensuring the team has dependable production when the regular season kicks off. Beyond special teams, the battle for the final roster spots is heating up as the Patriots approach the mandated cutdown to 53 players. With the team initially carrying a roster of 90, roughly 40 players will need to be released, but the drama isn't in the numbers, it's in the specific battles. 7 players are realistically fighting for the final 4 spots, each bringing a mix of experience, potential, and versatility. Veterans like Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings have gone from starting roles and even captaincy to competing with younger, less proven players to maintain their relevance on the roster. Duggar, in particular, has impressed when given the chance, racking up tackles, pass breakups, and even an interception in preseason action, while Jennings' absence due to injury has complicated his path. Both players could become trade assets, but the team will have to carefully weigh potential compensation versus the salary they carry. In the wide receiver and tight end rooms, flexibility and special teams contributions are critical. Players like Jack Westover, who can fill a third or fourth tight end role or provide fullback versatility, could earn a spot purely based on their adaptability. Javon Baker continues to fluctuate in performance, but his ability to contribute on special teams keeps him in consideration, even if he ultimately lands on the practice squad. On the offensive line, Cole Strange, a former first-rounder, remains a key backup with pedigree and versatility, likely securing him a place on the 53-man roster. Defensively, safeties like Delpet and linebackers like Marte Mapu, who transitioned from safety to linebacker and impressed in preseason, are vying for limited opportunities to showcase their skills and earn a consistent role. The next 2 weeks are poised to define the Patriots roster and set the tone for the regular season. Decisions made now will ripple through the team's structure, from the starting lineup to special teams units and practice squad depth. Coaching staff and front office executives are balancing short-term performance with long-term potential, weighing injuries, preseason performance, and strategic considerations to craft a roster that can compete in a league where margins are razor-thin. Each decision, from the starting kicker to the final defensive roster spots, has the potential to influence outcomes in games that could determine playoff positioning and, ultimately, the franchise's success for the year. Every snap, every decision, and every move counts now. The Patriots are on the cusp of defining their 2025 identity, and the weeks leading up to the regular season are shaping up to be a high-stakes chess match, with each player and position under scrutiny. From a wide receiver room adjusting to Polk's absence, to the defensive strategy potentially influenced by marquee talent like Parsons, to the kicking game and final roster battles, the narrative is rich with tension, possibility, and a relentless pursuit of success that defines professional football at its highest level. The story of this team is still being written, and every twist and turn adds layers to a season that promises drama, strategy, and unforgettable moments for Patriots fans everywhere. As the countdown to the regular season ticks closer, the Patriots' focus on roster optimization becomes increasingly intense. Every training session, every preseason snap, and every evaluation in meetings is scrutinized for hints about who will survive the cutdown and who will be left off the roster. The stakes are amplified by the mixture of young talent and seasoned veterans who are all competing for limited spots, and the coaching staff's decisions now will reverberate throughout the season. Players like Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings embody this dynamic, having transitioned from prominent roles in previous seasons to fighting alongside rookies and practice squad hopefuls to prove their value once again. Duggar, in particular, has shown resilience and playmaking ability, demonstrating that even in a reduced role, he can influence the outcome of a game. His performance in preseason, including multiple tackles, pass deflections, and a key interception, highlights his readiness to step up whenever called upon, and it also makes him a potential trade asset if other teams see an opportunity to fill holes in their own roster. On the offensive side, versatility is becoming the watchword. Players who can contribute in multiple ways, whether as tight ends capable of lining up in the backfield, fullbacks who can block or catch, or receivers who can shift between inside and outside positions, are gaining a strategic edge. Jack Westover exemplifies this approach, offering the coaching staff options that go beyond a single role. Similarly, Javon Baker's contributions on special teams, even as his consistency fluctuates on offense, could be the deciding factor in keeping him on the roster or assigning him to the practice squad. These micro-decisions are critical in shaping the 53-man roster, as each choice balances immediate needs with the team's long-term vision and potential for in-season adjustments. The kicking game remains one of the more intriguing storylines for the Patriots, as it underscores the delicate balance between potential and performance. Rookie Andy Borles entered camp with high expectations, having been drafted in the 6th round, but preseason inconsistencies have raised questions. He has shown moments of promise, yet his misses from longer distances highlight the risk of relying solely on potential at such a critical position. John Parker Romo, by contrast, has proven himself in previous NFL action, demonstrating reliability and composure under pressure. The coaching staff faces a nuanced decision: stick with a drafted player with upside who might grow into the role, or prioritize consistency and field goal accuracy to ensure the team starts the season with confidence in every kick. The outcome will affect not just the opening games, but the rhythm of the offense and the margin for error in close contests, where a missed field goal can be the difference between victory and defeat. Defensively, the Patriots' approach must adapt to a league in which stars like Micah Parsons are creating ripple effects far beyond their own team. Parsons' ongoing contract saga with the Cowboys has injected uncertainty into the league, and hypotheticals about potential trades or acquisitions are part of the discussion among fans and analysts alike. For New England, the question isn't just whether such a player could fit into their defensive scheme, but whether the front office is willing to make bold moves to pursue elite talent. Balancing cap space, draft capital, and team chemistry against the potential gain of adding a game-changing defensive end requires strategic foresight and a clear vision of the team's priorities. It's a high-stakes calculation where a single acquisition could alter the trajectory of the entire season. The rest of the defensive roster is also under close evaluation. Players like Marte Mapu, who transitioned from safety to linebacker, have demonstrated versatility and readiness to contribute in multiple schemes. Preseason performances, including tackling, coverage, and awareness, are under the microscope as the coaching staff assesses who can make an immediate impact and who may be better suited for developmental roles. Del Pett, as a safety with the ability to influence the game both in coverage and in run support, is another player whose preseason showings will weigh heavily in roster decisions. For the Patriots, building a roster that balances depth, talent, and adaptability is essential, particularly as injuries and in-game adjustments will inevitably test the team throughout the season. In addition to performance metrics, the front office must also weigh potential trade value for certain veterans. Duggar, Jennings, and other experienced players could become valuable assets for teams seeking to fill gaps. But the Patriots must determine the optimal balance between retaining immediate contributors and leveraging them to secure long-term value. Salary considerations further complicate these choices, as moving players with guaranteed contracts requires careful calculation to maximize flexibility while maintaining competitive balance. Each decision has downstream effects on the team's depth, special teams, and overall strategy, making the next 2 weeks of roster moves a critical period for the organization. Meanwhile, the narrative around the wide receiver room continues to evolve. With Jalen Polk sidelined for the season, other receivers have opportunities to step into larger roles. Coaches are evaluating route running, catch radius, separation ability, and chemistry with quarterbacks, all while balancing in-game experience against developmental potential. The ripple effect of Polk's absence will be felt not just on the field, but in practice, where coverage reps and timing work will need to adjust to ensure that all receivers remain sharp and ready for the regular season. The team's offensive philosophy, which relies heavily on timing, precision, and situational awareness, makes these adjustments more than cosmetic. They directly influence the effectiveness of the passing attack. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the NFL world are gaining momentum, suggesting that the New England Patriots have decisively moved to strengthen their defensive line with the acquisition of Danielle Hunter, a player whose reputation precedes him in both intensity and skill. Sources close to the organization claim that the Patriots front office has been meticulously monitoring Hunter's performance over the past seasons, noting his consistent ability to disrupt opposing offenses, pressure quarterbacks, and create turnovers. The rumor mill emphasizes that this move, while not officially confirmed, could signal a strategic pivot for New England, which has been under scrutiny for a defense that struggled in high-pressure situations last season. Analysts speculate that Hunter's addition might provide a much-needed spark, potentially transforming the Patriots' defensive schemes and elevating the team's competitiveness in the AFC East, a division that has become increasingly unpredictable and fiercely contested. Observers note that Hunter's physical prowess, combined with his experience and agility, makes him an ideal candidate to anchor the defensive line, and insiders suggest that his presence could have ripple effects on other players, inspiring heightened performance across the roster. While no formal statements have been issued, the chatter among coaches, scouts, and pundits suggests that Hunter's potential integration into the Patriots' defensive plans is generating both excitement and cautious optimism throughout the league, fueling speculation about the team's long-term ambitions and immediate tactical adjustments. The discussions surrounding Danielle Hunter's possible arrival in New England have sparked intense debate among fans and commentators alike, with many arguing that his skill set addresses specific vulnerabilities the Patriots have exhibited in recent campaigns. Rumors indicate that the team's defensive coordinator has been particularly vocal in advocating for Hunter's acquisition, highlighting his versatility in multiple defensive alignments and his ability to dominate in both run-stopping and pass-rushing scenarios. Social media conversations are rife with speculation, as supporters envision a rejuvenated defensive front capable of dictating the tempo of games and intimidating opposing quarterbacks. The narrative circulating within sports circles suggests that Hunter's work ethic and leadership qualities could extend beyond the field, potentially influencing locker room dynamics and mentoring younger players who are still developing their craft. Observers point out that his integration might necessitate adjustments in defensive schemes, with coaches potentially experimenting with hybrid formations to maximize Hunter's impact, which in turn could alter the trajectory of the Patriots season. Moreover, the buzz hints at potential trade implications or roster reshuffling, as the Patriots may seek to create optimal synergy and balance across their defensive line. While concrete details remain scarce, the cumulative speculation portrays a scenario where Hunter's arrival could catalyze a transformative shift in New England's defensive philosophy, elevating the team's identity and sparking renewed hope among fans who have long yearned for dominance on that side of the ball. Insiders suggest that Danielle Hunter's rumored commitment to the Patriots extends beyond mere on-field performance, hinting at a strategic alignment between his career trajectory and the franchise's long-term vision. Sources speculate that the team's management has recognized Hunter not only as a game-changer in terms of raw talent, but also as a player whose presence could attract complementary free agents and bolster the overall competitive culture. Industry chatter points to intense negotiations behind closed doors, with both parties reportedly seeking assurances regarding role expectations, scheme compatibility, and performance incentives, all of which indicate that the potential deal is as much about organizational synergy as it is about immediate impact. Fans following the saga closely have noticed a flurry of activity in training facilities and practice sessions, fueling further conjecture that Hunter may already be informally involved with team preparations. Analysts predict that his integration could force opposing teams to recalibrate their offensive strategies, anticipating relentless pressure from a revitalized defensive line led by one of the league's most feared pass rushers. The buzz further suggests that Hunter's presence might also influence draft strategies and off-season acquisitions, as the Patriots could leverage his skill set to complement emerging talent and maintain sustained defensive dominance. With each passing day, the narrative surrounding Hunter and New England continues to grow, creating a palpable sense of anticipation that borders on frenzy among fans, insiders, and rival franchises, all eager to see how this potential acquisition might redefine the competitive landscape in the upcoming season. The speculation around Danielle Hunter's potential impact on the Patriots' defensive identity has intensified, with commentators highlighting how his inclusion could redefine key matchups across the league. Analysts circulating the rumor suggest that Hunter's unique blend of speed, strength, and football intelligence enables him to consistently outperform blockers and disrupt timing in offensive schemes, positioning him as a critical asset in high-stakes scenarios such as third-down situations and red zone stands. Rumors further insinuate that coaching staff are already brainstorming innovative formations designed to exploit Hunter's versatility, with potential shifts in alignment that could confuse offensive coordinators and force quarterbacks into hurried decisions. Fans have latched onto these narratives, debating endlessly on forums and social media about the psychological impact his presence might have on both teammates and opponents, with some arguing that his intimidating reputation alone could alter the dynamics of entire games. Reports hint at strategic meetings in which executives and scouts discuss Hunter's influence not only on immediate defensive performance, but also on team culture, suggesting that his arrival might mark the beginning of a broader transformation in how the Patriots approach recruitment, player development, and competitive identity. The constant stream of speculation fuels a sense of urgency and expectation, as the prospect of Hunter anchoring the line creates a tantalizing vision of a defense capable of dominating in every phase, inspiring hope that New England might finally reclaim its status as a powerhouse, with the rumor mill eagerly chronicling every subtle indication of progress toward this potentially seismic signing. Finally, the chatter surrounding Danielle Hunter and the New England Patriots has evolved into a full-blown narrative that dominates sports talk across multiple platforms, painting a picture of a franchise poised for strategic evolution. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.